Hi guys, my name is Veronica and I'm an online English teacher. I'm also a digital nomad and a full-time traveler. Currently, I'm traveling across Asia. During the last 6 months, I visited 6 countries in Asia, and today I come to you with 6 life-changing lessons I've received. In today's video, I'm gonna tell you why English is so important and why I wouldn't do anything without it. This lifestyle is like a breakthrough when it comes to the shift of my whole mindset. Today I'm talking about the importance of English, and also I'm sharing my subjective experience as a full-time traveler. As you can imagine, when you change a place of living every month-ish, a lot of things are moving inside and a lot of reflections are coming. In the end of the video, I'm answering the question: is traveling the definition of real happiness and fulfillment? Let's get started. Lesson number 1: freedom. English gives you freedom. Freedom is something that I value the most in this life, and I find English a tool that helps me be free. But first of all, I'd like to know your opinion. Can English give you freedom? What do you think about it? Let me know down below in the comments. Alright, let me share my opinion now. When I say English gives you freedom, I really do mean it. Have a look. English has become a global language spoken by millions of people worldwide. So wherever I go, I communicate in English. It gives me the freedom of choice where I want to be. Guys, I'm from Poland, and honestly saying, I don't want to live in Poland. Polish is my mother tongue. I can do a lot with it. That's why English gives me a freedom of choice. Let me share one thought that motivates me a lot. The vision of the world when you speak just one language is very limited. Let me explain. Apart from creating content, I obviously consume content, and I consume this content in 3 languages: in English, in Spanish, and in Polish. I compare different perspectives, mindsets. This is how I learn and I grow. I don't think you want to limit yourself, do you? Expand your perspective and learn languages. Let's go to lesson number 2: money. Again, guys, English is a tool that helps you upgrade your professional life, which upgrades your private life. It comes together. The possibility to run and create your own online business is just around the corner. But let's think about it, guys. Why doing so in your mother tongue? A lot of people across the whole world could benefit from your services and your talent. I teach people English in English because I believe this way I can reach wider audience. But you can also make money, a lot of money, using English not only by creating your own business. Learning English opens up a world of opportunities. Many multinational companies require English proficiency for their employees. So simply by learning English, you increase your chances of better job opportunities. Guys, thanks to traveling, I understood that I can be really independent. I can be wherever I want because I have an online business. And if you would like to work for some international company, you can actually work for them online, remotely. It depends if you want to travel or if you prefer to stay in your home country or foreign country, which is also amazing. In the end of the day, everyone has to find their suitable lifestyle. Lesson number 3: personal growth. This is a big one. I'm growing tremendously in every area of my life. Let me tell you a story. I ended up in the hospital in Thailand, and I would like to share with you my experience and, what's more important, the lesson I received. It was January, the beginning of my traveling. It was regular Monday in Chiang Mai, north of Thailand. I was working with my clients, and suddenly I got this really strong stomach ache. Long story short, I went to the hospital, and while in the taxi, I called my mother to call my insurance company, which is in Poland, because I had just Thai number and my Spanish number. So she called the company. I was in such a pain, and we arrived at the trauma room, and the hospital was amazing. Like, the hospitals in Thailand are amazing. So they made my experience a little bit more pleasant, if I can say that about hospitals in general. But during the first appointment, when the doctor saw me, he told me, surgery. And I was like, what? I was okay 5 hours ago. How surgery was happening? And he was using very difficult words, guys, such as ultrasound, CT, examination, what else? Injections, anesthesia, and finally appendicitis. And I was like, what the is appendicitis? And this was the thing that was happening to me actually. Appendicitis is this like small organ here in your stomach that I currently don't have and I'm never gonna have again, because yes, I had this surgery there in the hospital. But the conclusion is that without English it would be absolutely impossible for me to communicate with the doctor in such pain, which was unbearable. I couldn't even think of taking my phone, translating everything. I needed to sign a lot of documents with a lot of technical medical words. As we all know, health is the most important factor that we need to consider in our life. Yes, without health we don't have anything. So I could easily say, guys, that English could have saved my life. Of course, I'm exaggerating a little bit, but you get my point. Without English, it would have been really difficult to communicate in such a pain. So, thank you, English. Do you find it difficult to communicate in English? Do you lack confidence while speaking? No worries, you are not alone. Mastering a foreign language can be a very challenging task. I've been there. I warmly invite you to join my speaking club, where I help you overcome these fears and boost your confidence. If you don't have enough opportunities for practice, no worries. In my speaking club, you will practice every single week during the whole month. If you are confused by learning English on your own, no worries. In my speaking club, I deeply explain grammar, confusing words, and false friends to you. If you feel lonely on this language journey, my speaking club is a perfect place for you. Join our friendly and supportive community of people from all around the world. We even have a WhatsApp group for daily support. To register, simply click the link in my bio and I'll see you there. Lesson number 4: perspective. After 6 months of full-time traveling, I understood this very important thing, that every human being is a separate, different vision of the world. But if we want to generalize it a little bit, let's divide it into countries. For example, some people in India, not all of them obviously, have different perspective of the world that people living in Singapore. People living in Singapore have different perspective that people living in Poland, for example, or in Europe in general, because of many different aspects. For example, different cultures, and it's absolutely natural. But let me clarify my point. In different parts of the world, we share different values, right? For example, here in India, the marriage is a very important value, as well as family. This is what I noticed being here almost 2 months. Let me give you an example. When I was flying from Singapore to India, I met this nice Indian couple and we were talking about different things about our lives and experiences and stuff. And finally we went to the topic of marriage and family. So they told me how they see it. For me it was so different, so different than my culture that I couldn't even assimilate it, you know? So here in India, most of the marriages, not all of them obviously, but majority of them, this is what they told me, is pre-arranged. And this couple told me that they didn't know each other before getting married, that they just were talking by the phone. I was like, but for me it's like absolutely unbelievable, like how? And they told me that the family chooses their life partner, husband or wife. And I was with my boyfriend and we were trying to, you know, like understand. Anyways, this Indian couple asked us 3 or 4 times, so when are you getting married, guys? And we were like, we are not planning to get married, you know. And they couldn't understand that. Like how can we live like that without getting married? And we couldn't understand like how they can live like that they have pre-arranged marriage. Conclusion: traveling opens up my eyes. People live in completely different world that I do, and it's fine, it's fascinating, interesting and exciting to get to know all of that. Sometimes we can simply be unaware of a different perspective of another person. For example, yeah, I've heard that this marriage thing is like this in India, but honestly saying, I've never thought about it. And now I know and I see it, that the family here is a real value. And at the same time, this Indian couple, they couldn't understand like how we can travel without our families. Like, I don't live in Poland since I'm 18, so many years already. And I talk with my family by the phone, yeah, but I see that the bonds here in India are stronger than the bonds that we create in Europe with our families. I'm generalizing. I don't like to generalize, but sometimes we have to express our thoughts. So you get my point. It's different. It's not better, it's not worse, it's just different, and this is fascinating. Again, guys, English is a tool that helps us connect with other human beings and get to know different cultures. It smoothly leads me to lesson number 5. Experience different cultures and human connections. English became my passport to communicate effectively with people from diverse cultures and to explore unfamiliar territories. As I've mentioned in lesson number 4, I talk to people. I always ask locals about their food, their tradition, customs, and we try to talk about the different stuff, obviously in English. Sometimes when they are non-native speakers, they can have poor knowledge of English, but that's fine. That allows us to communicate. That's the most important thing. Even if we make mistakes, because I also make mistakes, the communication is the most important thing. So even if you make mistakes in English, please don't worry, just go out there and talk to people, because this is how you learn, how you grow, and you explore the world. Let me share with you one more digression, which is not going to be about English. It's going to be about Spanish, actually, because that's another language that I speak. Why I speak it? Because my boyfriend is Spanish. Most probably that's why. Anyways, when I was in India, in Rishikesh, I met a Mexican friend, and we bond so much. We create such a beautiful and deep connection. And thanks to Spanish, we could connect. We were talking about deep topics like psychology, spirituality, yoga. It was such a beautiful experience for me, guys, to create a connection so far away from Europe with a person who is also from another continent, but thanks to Spanish, we could connect. So learning languages in general, not only English, but this is the most important thing, can expand your experience and take your life literally to the next level. Finally, guys, lesson number 6. Actually, a question. Is traveling the definition of real happiness and fulfillment? No. No, 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 no. It is not. Guys, most probably this is the most important thing I have learned. It doesn't matter where I go, it doesn't matter where I am, I always carry this backpack of childhood wounds, traumas, unprocessed emotions, difficult emotions. They are always with me. I really did understand that the inner work and knowledge how to process my own emotions, it's in my own hands. It's not in the external world, it's here and here. So the external world, the luxury, clothes, and different kind of like technology and all of these material stuff, they cannot change how you feel about yourself permanently. I did understand that it's temporary. It's not something that lasts forever. Because in the end of the day, I find myself feeling sad, angry, disappointed, and all of these, difficult emotions that we all experience. I also experience them while traveling full time, while having so many changes. So someone could think that, oh, it's perfect life. But no, guys, I feel the same thing that you feel. Story time, again. I found myself with crazy amount of expectations before going to Bali. Bali is this island in Indonesia that it's really famous for its spirituality, yoga, meditation, and this kind of stuff. That time I was thinking that the external world, like some place, for example, in this world, can heal me, can magically heal me, that I'm gonna go there and all of the difficulties are gonna disappear. Nothing could be further from the truth. However, that time I still didn't give up on that expectation and I went to Rishikesh, which is called the world's capital of yoga and meditation, something like this. And again, I couldn't have been more disappointed, guys. Conclusion: traveling is an amazing thing. Can be a lifestyle event, as it is for me. However, it's not gonna change how you feel about yourself. And if you are sad, if you are angry, you need to express it your own way. You need to learn how to do it. But that's more about self-development and spirituality and stuff. However, the external world will not change it. Period. Guys, my final conclusion for this video is all of these wouldn't have happened if I hadn't known English. English is a tool that can take our lives to the next level. Before wrapping up this video, thank you so much for watching up to this point. If you are still here, I really appreciate it. I see you on Instagram. Bye!